There's a new trend that we've been telling you about where courts are allowing 3 parents to a single child. The arrangement is called tri-parenting. Legislatures in a dozen states, including here in Florida, are declaring the ruling. They're citing gay couples who have a child with a friend or a man who wants to remain in the parental role after DNA shows that someone else fathered the child. So, legally speaking, what are the risks and the benefits here? And joining us to talk more about it, defense attorney Bob Fisher. Always great to see you, Bob. How are you?
Glad to be here. Thank you, Amy.
All right, so this gets complicated, right? Because
Absolutely.
You get into a situation now, especially now that couples have been allowed to marry, gay couples, for a little while. Now you get into a situation where they're starting to split up, and then it becomes even more complicated. Is that right?
Absolutely. If a gay couple has a member of the opposite gender who's a friend of theirs that is willing to have their child, if you think 2 people can't agree on things, it becomes more difficult when you now have 3 people who have decision-making responsibilities.
So ideally, I suppose what that couple would want is for that that third person to sign their rights away. Is that something that you legally have to do in this case if you are having a baby for someone?
If there are gay men having a child with a friend, a female friend, the donor would be the biological father. His partner would not be a biological parent, but would be what's been called a psychological parent. So in order for the psychological parent to become officially recognized as a parent, one of the other 2 parties would have to relinquish their rights to parenthood, which obviously most of them are not going to want to do. So you're right, it becomes more complicated.
So who wins in all of this and who loses?
I think that a child may very well win in the sense that, as one of the children that was interviewed in an article that I had an opportunity to review indicated, that I have 3 people who love me instead of 2. I think lawyers are going to benefit because, as you suggested, gay folks that have now had an opportunity to marry lawfully are already separating, getting divorced, so they're going to need lawyers to assist them. You're going to need even more lawyers now that you have 3 people involved in a situation involving children, in my opinion.
So, legally speaking, do you think that we're going to be seeing new laws on the books to
Absolutely.
try to navigate through all of this? Because courts are going to look at this and go, well, there's no precedence, right? We got to figure it out.
I think you're absolutely right. In the approximately a dozen states, as you mentioned, that are addressing the issue, they're going to be precedential value for those states that come after. And I think it is going to become more complicated, and I think it is going to require additional legislation.
All right. We always appreciate your expertise, Bob Fisher.
Thanks for
being
me.
with us. How can our viewers find you if they have questions?
RobertBFisher.com.
All right.